Star 102.5, it is coming up on 9:53. You're listening to Rob Lucas in the morning on WTSS FM Buffalo, and our entire crew is here this morning. Thank you, people. I truthfully, if it wasn't for the people here, in case something happens to me, Sue will take over. And that'll be, you're just hearing that now for the first time.
Are you going to leave the Jameson?
There you go. Spoken like a trooper. All right, there have been, since 1948, this station's been, since 1974, 48 years, this station's been a pop music station. Let's go back a little bit, but first, a round of applause for anybody who's ever opened a mic or sold a commercial or managed here at 102.5.
Yeah.
This is the frequency modulation station of the Buffalo Evening News, WBEN-FM, in Buffalo.
Music and you and Rock 102, WBEN-FM, Rock 102, Rock 102, WBEN-FM, keeps on playing the good songs.
Magic 102 in the forecast today. Clouds, maybe some hazy sun in the mix, but a shower or thunderstorm by this afternoon. 78 will be our high. Now 73 degrees on Magic 102.
Hi, this is Sandy Beach. I'm keeping new company these days because, frankly, I needed some magic in my life. My doctor said, give up rice. I said, no problem. And this is the place I found it. 102.5 FM, Magic 102, with 110,000 watts of pure stereo power to play with.
From Canal Side to Niagara Falls, Star 102.5. Buffalo's Christmas station, Star 102.5. Rob Lucas in the morning. Rob Lucas in the morning, Star 102.5.
What's up, my hometown? This is John Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls.
Hey, this is Robbie from the Goo Goo Dolls, and you're listening to Star 102.5.
So Johnny and Robbie grew up listening to 102.5 just like you did, and that's what you've been listening to on 102.5 FM for the past 48 years, 10 months, and 8 days. August 1st, 1974, that's when the Butler family, owners of then WBEN-FM, changed it from a beautiful music station to a pop music station. And as you know by now, 102.5, the frequency, was purchased from Odyssey by a contemporary Christian radio group. We wish them well. There's always room for more. But until we fully flip the frequency, we hope you try Kiss 98.5. They may not be the same station they were the last time you listened. And you probably aren't the same person you were the last time you listened. You'll be able to sample them in just a little bit. But right now, this is our goodbye to 102.5 FM as a pop music station. Iconic in Buffalo and iconic in the nation. I want to thank Steve Cichon. He's like the dean of Buffalo music history for getting those jingles to us and for fact-checking so many things that I'm going to talk about. No matter how old you are, you were introduced to 102.5 as a kid, listening for your favorite song. I was the same way, growing up in Hornell, New York, trying to hang my T-type FM antenna on my bedroom wall with thumbtacks just so the station wouldn't fade in and out. I know it just brought back a memory for someone. I remember hearing the automated station voice backselling songs, usually 2 at a time, in a very staid, monotone, but warm way. John Lennon, Instant Karma. Before that, Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. One of Rock 102's first slogans was, "The Great American Music Machine," and it truly was. Many would say Rock 102 had a very eclectic music mix. I think I remember Led Zeppelin Whole Lotta Love being played next to Cher's Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. And when you think about it, we've come full circle. Today, it's nothing to play Morgan Wallen's Last Night next to Flo Rida or Eminem. When live air personalities came on, I remember being late for school so I could hear Roger Christian play for the first time all those years ago, the song George Harrison wrote shortly after John Lennon's death. We all have 102.5 memories like that. When I arrived here in 1986, 102.5 had already been a pop music station for 12 years, and we were in the Channel 4 building on Elmwood Avenue. There was a placard on the studio wall. It said, WBEN-FM, Rock 102, the most listened to international radio station in the nation. And it was so true. 110,000 watts blasted into Toronto, better than some of the Canadian stations did. When the weather was right, we could be heard from Toronto to Buffalo to Erie and west to almost Detroit. Everybody who walked into that studio saw the most listened to message before they opened the mic. It made you proud to be the voice of Buffalo for so many so far away. Rock 102 and that lightning bolt logo was a fixture from 1974 through 1987, which gave way to Magic 102 with a J, new call letters WMJQ. Another change happened in September of 1991 when 102.5 morphed into Q102. Anybody remember the best hits without the hard rock and rap? Yeah. Worst slogan ever. If you can't fit it on a billboard, don't do it. But then we finally really got it right in 2000, turning the station into the current Star 102.5. And we gained major notoriety in the fall of 2001 when we had the nerve to play nothing but Christmas music starting on Black Friday. Many people were outraged, but we soon found out that many more loved it, and we haven't looked back. But technology changes things, and it's changed radio. Radio is not just on your radio anymore. It's on your phone, on your PC, in your earbuds that are wired to nothing. The power of 110,000 watts is not as important to some formats as it used to be. Forget being heard from Toronto to Erie. Let's try today. From Buffalo to Orlando to Dallas to San Diego to Portland, both Portlands to Denver to Chicago to Cleveland and back to Buffalo. All at the same time, all with an app on your phone. Pretty amazing. And 48 plus years of pop music on 102.5 is also pretty amazing. We know we're going to be missed, and believe us, we will miss you. So how do we end this? I think we should use the words of two of our own, Robbie Takak and Johnny Resnick. It seems they've really nailed it in a Buffalo way. To paraphrase Robbie and Johnny, and sooner or later it's over, and I just don't want to miss you tonight. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. 48 years of sharing your time with us. Thanks for letting us get to know you. And thank you, Buffalo!
Let's go! WKSE and WKSE HD1 Niagara Falls, Buffalo.
This is my station.
This is my station. From the Solino Law Studio. Car crash? Call Solino. And WTSS and WTSS HD1 Buffalo. From the Ideal You Weight Loss Studio. You're listening to your new favorite radio station. The home of Janet and Nick in the morning. And today's best music all day. Number one for music and fun. This is KISS 98.5. An Odyssey station. If you're just coming over from Star 102.5, hi, welcome. We're your new station for all your favorite music and fun in the morning. Thanks for listening to KISS 98.5.
Taylor Swift, The Switch is on. Star 102.5, welcome to KISS 98.5 as we merge the two stations. And now you can listen at work, no surprises, just your favorite artists, like Taylor Swift, like Morgan Wallen, like Ed Sheeran. We've got it all for you at KISS 98.5. And we appreciate being on both signals for the next week. So you'll hear us on Star 102.5, and you'll hear us, as always, on KISS 98.5. All right, so here's the deal. If you're listening on Star 102.5, I'll tell you the story is in a quick kind of a thing. Our company, Odyssey Buffalo, has sold Star 102.5. So after this week, we've got a week to spend some time with you, get to know each other better, and then we hope you come over to KISS 98.5. Two ways to listen. Obviously on your radio and the Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app, AUDACY, and then favorite KISS 98.5 WKSE. If you're listening from further distances, that's how you'll hear us from here forward. Now, it's funny because they sold Star 102.5 and a religious station bought it. I understand now maybe why they didn't buy KISS 98.5. They're like, we better take that one. But I just think, I mean, it's fun to be on two stations at once. But, you know, I'm competitive, and I'll really be impressed with us being on two stations when we can get a third. Like, imagine if we got WGR, our little brother station that does all the sports, the Bills, Sabres. How fun would it be if we were also on WGR and then we took over WBEN? And it would be Buffalo, Western New York dominance. I mean, we've got some more stations. The 107.7, The Wolf. I mean, if we could just get all of the stations. I mean, we figured out by taking these keys and just, you know, getting our signal onto Star. We just got a few more radio stations, and then we've got
a couple
dominance.
flips of some switches. It's all good.
Absolutely. Get Al in here with those switches, and it's all good.
So I know world domination is your goal, Jan, but you'll just take regional domination at this point? Is that,
well, you know, I mean, it's
get what you can get.
We've all kind of like, you know, we brought the bar down. Just give us one city and be on every time you hit the radio button or however you're listening. If you're on the Odyssey app and you're picking every time, you keep finding us. But we hope that you enjoy listening to KISS 98.5 and make us one of your good habits that usually it takes 30 days, but we've got 7 days to make this a habit with you. And what we can promise you, optimism, good music, fun. You'll know what's in store for you that day, and hopefully you feel like you made a new friend.
Coming up, we got details on how you can celebrate the Bandits Championship. It's happening next Thursday. It's happening downtown. Lots of great ways you can be part of it. Get your hands on the championship. Wrap your arms around the team. As close as you can get, Weez. I think at least you can get an autograph or at least try. But that's all happening next Thursday. We've got the details coming up on KISS 98.5.